Hi everybody, welcome back. It's Amy. So much stress is caused by bad time management. Now in this module, I have already given you a time management quiz to see what kind of time manager you are to start with, and I've also given you some of the biggest sources of stress. And today I'm going to talk to you about some time management strategies. These strategies can be really helpful in achieving your goal of eliminating time management stress. You can't become an ideal time manager overnight, so be patient with yourself. Now, some of these things might sound a little silly to you. Some of these things might sound really obvious to you. Hopefully, most of them sound really easy to you. But if you can start to do these things with some consistency, I promise you, you will see some change. So the first thing you need to do is at the beginning of every week, write down your goals, your weekly goals, your plans, your activities, your objectives. Make a list of what you want to do and include your recreational activities. The next thing you need to do is prioritize things. All right? Priority number 1, those are things that have to be done right away, immediately. Priority number 2 things, those are not as urgent as the top one, but they need to be done very soon. Know the difference. The number 3 priority things, obviously not as important as the other 2 things, and they can wait until the top 2 priority things are done. Last are your low priority things, your level 4. Those are things that are just not as important or necessary. These are things that might actually, that they could be delegated or eliminated entirely. All right, the next thing you need to do is plan your activities in a physical way, either on a paper calendar, some people still use those, or a calendar that's in your phone, or an appointment book of some kind, but in some tangible way, write down your schedule. All right, the next thing you need to do is plan your most important tasks when you have the most energy. Tackle the most demanding things at the beginning of the day and save the things that are a little easier for the end of the day when you might be tired and you might not have as much energy. Get the tough stuff out of the way. Don't forget to set aside time for recreation and relaxation also. It is very important. The next thing, eliminate time-wasting activities. Don't read junk mail. Don't read those emails that you don't have to. Don't talk to everyone who calls you for such a long time. Remember the 80-20 principle. Only 20% of the tasks that you do produce 80% of the rewards. Too many of us spend 80% of the time doing things that only produce 20% of our goals. Delegation. In order to be a good time manager, you need to be a good delegator. Stop thinking that only you can do things the right way. You don't have to do it all yourself. The burden does not have to be all on your shoulders. You will find that people want to help, and you can really make other people feel good by making them feel useful. All right. The next thing is complete one task before you start another. I have a huge problem with this. Begin high priority tasks, finish with those low priority tasks. Eliminate the tendency to procrastinate. Don't delay doing things that seem unpleasant or seem time consuming. And also intersperse some long tasks with short tasks. Don't do a bunch of long things in a row. Put some short tasks in there because you'll avoid boredom and fatigue. The next thing you need to do is learn to say no. I also have a problem with this one. By saying no, you can avoid scheduling problems, time-wasting activities, and you can stay in control of your day-to-day plan. Saying yes to everything is stressful. I know it sounds bad, but if you have a hard time saying no to people, use a delay tactic. Tell someone you'll get back to them. If you get asked to do something, say, I'll get back to you and see if I can do it, or try some other technique. You cannot take on everyone else's high priority tasks because they may be of no priority to you. All right, the next thing, never fill up your calendar completely because emergencies will happen and you will need to be able to shuffle things around to make accommodations for things that come up. Make time blocks for these emergencies or any other unexpected changes. All right, the next thing you need to do is develop a deadline strategy. And you do this by not procrastinating. You need to write down your deadlines and be aware of how long you have to complete certain tasks. You also should break down the big tasks you have into smaller ones with little deadlines for each individual part. Sometimes things seem really overwhelming, these big tasks, until you break them down into sort of bite-sized chunks that are easier to take on. And the next thing you need to do is to take consistent breaks. We all need a break. The next thing you need to do is to use effective decision making. That's very important for time management. Don't wait to make a decision until you have every last detail and every last bit of information and every last fact. Because what will happen is you'll end up never making a decision or taking forever to make a decision, and that will cause you even more stress. Make a decision based on the most important facts and information. All right, the next thing is to be in control of your responsibilities and activities. Even with the best of plans, you are going to have interruptions and disturbances. Avoid spending too much time on the phone. You'll lose track of time. Avoid getting involved in someone else's activities. Avoid unorganized meetings and discussions. Meetings should be well planned and timed and have an agenda. Learn to delegate and avoid excessive socializing or taking too many breaks. You should take breaks, but make sure you're not taking a break every 5 minutes. All right. The next thing and last thing that you really need to do is to practice reading quickly and writing well. Develop the skill of knowing what to read and what to skim. Improving your reading and writing skills is very important. You can do this by self-study or a course of some kind to enhance your skills. The reason it's so important, like I said, to write down your goals and to have goals is because if you have a lack of goals, that in itself is a huge time waster. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for everything. Put your goals in writing. If you don't, they are only a wish. Goals must be obtainable and they must be flexible. Set some short-term goals to reach those long-term goals. It's very satisfying reaching those short-term goals, and you will see yourself actually accomplishing things. Make a commitment to those goals. Next time, I'm going to start talking to you about assertiveness. Not being aggressive, being assertive. All right. And until next time, please subscribe to this channel. Please feel free to share these videos with someone you think they can help. Get in touch with me through this channel, through Facebook, through Twitter, or through Instagram. And until next time, be well.